Welcome to Corys Conscious Living. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Are you ready to be still and quiet, even if it's a crazy story? To try and be calm, lay down, relax, get ready for bed. And if you stay really, really still and listen really, really well, by the end of the story, you'll probably be very relaxed and calm and ready to go to sleep. But until then, let's have some fun. Heidi, Cherry, and Vaya were so excited. Like the most excited that they've ever been. They were flying to Australia. When they get to Australia, they had a very special place that they were going to go. But just traveling to Australia was something that they'd always wanted to do. They'd heard so much about the place, and they were super excited for the first place that they were going to go, which I'm not going to tell you what that is just yet. They decided that because it was going to take them a long time to get to Australia, every step of the journey was going to almost be the beginning of their vacation. It wasn't like they were going to get to Australia and then they were going to start to have fun. No, they were going to start to have fun in the taxi as soon as they were going to Australia. The journey was part of their holiday vacation. The flight, everything was going to be awesome. They were in the airport for quite some time because they had to be there 3 hours early since it was an international flight. They had fun, they ate, they ran around the airport, they played games, they watched the aeroplanes, they did all the things that you do in an airport. They even met 2 awesome, very new friends. One of them was called Arden and the other one was called Xavier. The more and more they got to know Arden and Xavier in the airport, the more and more they found out about them, and they realized they weren't no ordinary friends. They were like friends with, what would you say? Cherry said that they were like friends with special powers. OMG, said Cherry. How'd you ride around on that thing? Arden was in a wheelchair. Is it fun? Do you get to go down hills really fast? Does it have a brake? Do you ever get your fingers stuck in the wheels and owies and oh my goodness, did it take a really long time to learn how to be in a wheelchair? Have you been in a wheelchair all your life? Have you always had a wheelchair? Or did you have an accident and then you ended up in a wheelchair? Or did you have different wheelchairs? Have you ever bejazzled your wheelchair so that you can put jewels? Oh, me would definitely do that, said Vaya. Me would have gems and diamonds and maybe feathers. Oh yeah, said Cherry. Feathers would be awesome on a wheelchair. Why don't anybody do that? Can you imagine, Arden? If you put feathers on your wheelchair, then it would look like your wings or something. And if you were going down an hill really fast, it could look like you were a unicorn or something and you were flying. How awesome would that be? Do you think we should go and have a look in the stores to see if they have any feathers? Because I think you'd look really good with feathers. What colour feathers would you have? Would they be pink or would they be yellow? Or what's your favourite colour? My favourite colour... Cherry was very excited about Arden's wheelchair. Arden was very sweet and easygoing, and she answered all of Cherry's questions, which took a long time. But they were in the airport waiting a long time. So, Arden took turns taking the cats for rides around the airport. Vaya was very happy at just going at a normal speed. She said, I feel kind of like a princess. Yeah, me feels like a princess in this wheelchair. I think if anything ever happened to my legs, then I think I would like a wheelchair. I would be okay with it because I kind of want to sit and wave a little bit like the Queen. Don't you ever feel like a queen? Said Vaya. Arden just laughed. Cherry, on the other hand, wanted to go very, very fast. Can we find a ramp? Let's find a ramp. Because if we go down a ramp, then that'll be like going down an hill. And then we can pretend. I'm really, really, really serious about these feathers, Arden. Because if we don't get these feathers, then I don't know. I don't think it'll be quite the same. If we get these feathers and we kind of super glue them, or we could just buy some sellotape. If we like sellotape the feathers or super glue them to your chair, then I really do think you would look like a fantastic magical unicorn. I want to look like a unicorn. So, when Cherry was on Arden's lap, she had to go down all of the ramps, up and down and up and down, which was, of course, very tiring. But she didn't mind at all. Her brother, Xavier, thought this was hilarious. Xavier had his own magical powers as far as Cherry was concerned. Xavier had been sat quietly next to Heidi, telling Heidi about the fact that he has epilepsy. Heidi, as we know, is a very special, smart cat, so they were having a very good conversation about this. Heidi was talking about the things that could possibly trigger Xavier's epilepsy, and being on the plane, would that be a problem? Flying all the way to Australia, because that's where they were going to, would that be a problem? So they were having a very intense conversation, a very grown-up conversation, until Cherry came over. You two are very, very quiet. Heidi explained to Cherry that it's good for Xavier to not get too excited, because if he gets too excited, it could probably trigger his epilepsy. What? Said Cherry. What's that? So after a long conversation, Heidi and Xavier explained to Cherry and Vaya what epilepsy was and how he had to stay calm. Cherry thought this was actually awesome, she said. Right, well, you know, my friend Corys has these meditation things that she does where she teaches people how to breathe. And, you know, because she's such a close friend of mine, then she's taught me all these awesome special tricks on how to be calm. I'm always calm. Look at me. I'm calm all the time. And that's because of my friend Corys. So, you know, if we can, you could possibly sit next to me on the plane since we're going to Australia together. Oh, wait a minute. She took a deep breath. I was getting a little bit excited then, and I'm not supposed to, am I? I'm sorry. She took another breath. Anyway, yeah, if you want to, and we'll stay calm together, I have an awesome mantra. Do you know what a mantra is, Xavier? Do you know what mantras are? Mantras are when you say something to your mind to kind of control it a little bit. You can control your thoughts by making a statement externally. How about that for a big word? Or internally. You can say it in your head, basically, or you can say it out loud. And when you say it, then you say this. Let me think of one. I'm going to channel Corey for a second. Cherry closed her eyes and pretended, well, maybe she was doing it for real. She channeled Corey. Okay, right, relax. And she kept patting Xavier's leg as she sat next to him with one of her paws. Just breathe breathe. Breathe. Take a nice, big, deep breath and repeat after me. Xavier was smiling, holding back his laughing, but he didn't laugh. He was being very, very kind and paying attention to Cherry as she channeled Corey. Right, now, this is what you have to do. Heidi said, please excuse Cherry, she's like this all the time. Xavier said, it's okay, I think she's awesome. Cherry said, thanks, I think you're awesome too. Anyway, listen, right? Pay attention to me because I'm being your yogi right now. I'm your yogi. I'm the wise yogi teacher and you're listening to me. Calm down. Just relax, said Cherry. At this point, Xavier was almost crying, trying not to laugh, but he was taking it really seriously. He closed his eyes. Good. Oh, you're good at this already, said Cherry. Close your eyes. Oh, you did already. Just a minute, I'm lost now because you closed your eyes before I told you to close your eyes and now I'm not. Okay, keep your eyes closed, said Cherry. Right, now repeat after me in your mind. I am calm. Xavier did what he was told. Did you say it? Said Cherry. Xavier nodded. Awesome. Right, now, say this. Cherry is awesome. Xavier peeked through one of his eyes and looked at her as if to say, But he closed his eye back up and he said internally, Cherry is awesome. Did you say it? Said Cherry. Did you really say it? Xavier said, yes, I really said it. So you really do think I'm awesome, don't you? Xavier said, yes, I do. Cherry said, right, focus. Don't get excited. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I was getting excited again. Deep breath. Right, say repeating after me in your mind. Vaya said, can I have a go? Me thinks I would be good at this too. Me listens to Corey all the time. So Vaya had a go. Me thinks you should just breathe nice and calm. Xavier still had his eyes closed and he was being a very, very good puppet. A very good student, doing exactly what the cats were telling him to do. Now, me thinks that you should say to yourself in your head, I am calm. It was a very sweet attempt. Xavier said exactly what Vaya told him to say. I am calm. Then she said, I'm not going to get excited on the plane. Xavier still had his eyes closed. Did just that, said inside his head, I'm not going to get excited on the plane. Then Vaya said, if me gets excited, me could possibly have a fit. Xavier opened his eyes and looked at her. You really want me to say that in my head? Said Vaya. Me thinks maybe I've got that wrong. No, close your eyes. Xavier closed his eyes. This plane is beautiful and calm. The cats played with Xavier like this until it was time to get on the plane. When they were boarding the plane, Cherry said to Arden, how are you going to get on? How are you going to get on the plane? What you do? Because, I don't think your wheelchair's going to fit on that plane, is it? How'd you get down those aisles? Have you seen those aisles? Those aisles are so skinny and small. How are you supposed to get on? Arden explained that she can go all the way to the end and almost get on in her wheelchair. But then she has to get out of that wheelchair so that they can put it with the luggage underneath the plane or wherever they put all the bags and the suitcases. And then she gets in a different wheelchair that will take her on the plane that's made especially for that. And then normally she would probably be in an aisle seat so that it's easy to get in and out of and things like that. Oh, said Cherry, that makes total sense. Right, now you make sure, remember, if we're not sat together, Xavier, you'll remember that you have all these like special skills and mantras, and all you need to do is use your breath, right? But I think if you sat next to me, you'll be totally fine, because I can just do my Corey impression and I can just channel her the whole way to Australia. Inside, Xavier was hoping that he wouldn't be sat next to Cherry. But he never said that. He just smiled and said that he would remember all of the new skills that she had taught him about how to stay calm and relax, so they wouldn't get too excited and have an epileptic fit on the plane, because nobody would want that, right? So he promised that he would do his breathing techniques and that he would do his mantra, I am calm, Cherry is awesome. I am calm, Cherry is awesome. That was his mantra, and he had to repeat it 10 times. He had all these instructions that he had to follow, and he promised he would follow them. But secretly, he really didn't want to get next to Cherry because she wouldn't shut up. And she would go on and on and on all the way to Australia. Can you imagine that? Anyway, fast forward. They were in Australia. They were going to be pen pals with Xavier and Arden. They said their goodbyes when they got off the plane because they were going in 2 very different directions. The cats were going to Australia Zoo. They were going to Australia Zoo. How cool is that? But for this story, you're going to have to wait, because they end up meeting a very, very awesome kangaroo family. But that's all I can tell you. Until next time. For now, it's time to relax. For now, it's time to allow yourself to start to get sleepy and comfortable and very, very still. As still as a statue. As still as a house. As still as a big, giant rock. You have to be still and quiet. Relax your toes, your feet. Relax your ankles and your lower legs. Let your legs get really, really heavy and sleepy. Let your hips and your lower back soften and relax. Imagine that you're laid under a big, 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 heavy, warm, comfortable mass of fluff. Fluff that's keeping you warm. And it's comfy and cozy, as if you're a bird in a bird's nest and you're surrounded by fluff and string and twigs and all different things you've collected to make it super, super comfy. And you're so warm and relaxed. Your shoulders are heavy, your arms are heavy. Your eyes, they just couldn't possibly open even if you wanted to. eyelids are super, super tired. And if you blink, it just gets heavier and heavier every time you blink, and you really don't want to keep your eyes open. So you just let them close, and it feels really, really nice. Your head gets heavy and sleepy. Your entire body is relaxed and ready to fall to sleep.